My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Aethermancer. In this run, we have a ridiculous self-debuff build. We've got one ally who says, on action, if the action applies debuffs to enemies, apply those debuffs another time to the enemies and to self. We have another that says, whenever burn triggers on an enemy, apply burn to the enemy with the lowest amount of burn. Also, whenever an enemy gets attacked for the second time in a turn, trigger burn on them. Lamentation of Woes, an attack that we might be able to trigger 2 times a turn later, but at the moment, we've got Shared Torment. Whenever the debuff stack is applied to this monster, apply another sustained debuff to a random ally or enemy. And Cosmic Torment. Aura, for every 8 debuffs applied to allies, generate Wild Ether. I haven't even gotten to fight since I picked that up, but I imagine that's going to generate a really stupid amount of energy for us. I'm very excited for it. Start of your turn, generate fire or wind. It's got to be fire because we do not have any wind coverage at the moment. Which, it'll be fine, right? Please tell me it'll be fine. Ooh. That's a Sharoof. Love to see a Sharoof. Gosh, I really don't know which of you poses the most threat to me. Mephisto, yours is a 3x2. Okay, we'll target Sharoof. I just haven't fought Sharoof commonly enough to be thinking about that yet. Ooh, Cleansing Strike. I cleanse debuffs from myself as well as stacking you. Sounds good to me. Also, because I attacked while I had Burn on, I trigger Retaliate, so then that triggers Lamentation of Woes, which means I attacked all enemies. Perfect. So as long as I attack any other enemy for a second time this turn, it is going to... oh my god, this is so good. I think should I Viral Bloom? I only get to take 1 free action. I think I might Viral Bloom. Oh no, but maybe the poison over the course of the next 2 turns would be enough for that monster as well. Okay, yeah, I like that more. Especially because Smog ends up generating 2 wild ether for us. Oh god, do I follow up with Healing Slime for even more? Poison my guys. Yep, 2 wild ether for having cast that. Oh boy. Time to lament some woes. Smog them all up silly style? I mean, damn. Burn Wave. Just enough debuffs on the board that's a ridiculous amount of damage. Okay, I see the future here. I gotta say, we are still very vulnerable. We are still very weak. We're good in damage. Sorry, it's glass cannon situation. That's what we were dealing with here. I need to survive all the damage that I'm doing to the enemies and myself. I mean, look, I'll get this tagged, just wait. Yeah, I'll get that tag just so I can teleport back to it. Gargoyle? No? Oh, that gargoyle's gonna jump me as soon as I go down. Get parried. I was about to say I should focus on the book, and then the book immediately got all the debuffs. I'm going to start by triggering poison on all monsters, specifically because that should be the final hit that we need to trigger a Lamentation of Woes. That's a bunch more burn and terror and poison for all enemies. And I'm going to make sure that book dies before it gets to cast anything here. I mean, the enemy can't survive. That is to say, their gargoyle is going to die as soon as it tries to act. And it's not going to get to act because we just got the energy for Burn Wave. As long as we use one Burn Wave and one Lamentation of Woes each turn, that attacks all enemies twice. So we get the burn propagation. Hug Monster just got 15 additional health on the level up there. Huge. Mephisto. Torment Nexus. Transfers the terror stacks of all allies and enemies onto target. Transferring triggers cleansing effects. Interesting. Alchemical Charge, 3x4 water fire against target enemy. Purge to enemy ether if they have burn. I mean, having some purge is really nice. Maybe I should take an Alchemical Charge. And Frightful Lightfall. 3x3 fire wind against target enemies. Applies 4 terror to all other enemies. This is good for recovering when things get nutty. Like, there's just too many terror stacks on the board and I just really need to get rid of them. I like that a lot. But I also really do need to have our Purge. Just our Purge available. Medusa. Medusa, you having a free action that triggers poison all monsters sounds really good. You've also got Slime Shot and Slime Volley, literally just the AoE version of itself. Mephisto gains an experience as well. Needle. Equivalent exchange, absolutely. You can have all of the ether crystals you want. Gotta take this book down first. Can't have anyone reading that. Okay, I'm gonna start by applying poison to all monsters with Smog to gain 3 wild ether. Good lord. Then I'm gonna trigger that on all monsters. Follow up with a Cleansing Strike to cleanse some more debuffs from myself, which will then cause a Lamentation of Woes. And a bunch more Affliction to a bunch more everyone. And then I want to attack someone for the second time this turn, causing their burn to trigger and also propagate to another target. I'll do that to the other Domovoy as well. Oh! I don't like how easy it is for the enemies to get Mephisto to ridiculously low health. That feels, I guess, disrespectful at the absolute least. Monster gets a new ability. No, it's Aura. Hell yeah. At the end of your turn, shield self for 2 for every debuff stack on it. Plague. Whenever poison triggers on an enemy, apply poison to all enemies. Well, that's kind of ridiculous. Poison no longer triggers at the start of the turn, but the damage is doubled. I don't want the damage to be doubled, thank you. Shielded Torment at the start of your turn, shield self for 2 for every debuff stack on it. I mean, that would give me the ability to actually throw some other stuff on you, but I don't really want you to be my tank. I'm gonna make you take the Plague. Happy to have another blank memento. Granted, this is not the area I need to be spending those in. Hell yeah.
Most of my time, I hide underground. Inside this void, you can find me on pilgrimage path. I have an urge to help anyone crossing my path by healing them. Although, to humans and monsterkin, my healing magic turns out poisonous instead.
I mean, hiding underground means you're Mandragora. I do feel like there's a possibility it's Ooze and it's throwing a wild one on this one, but I think it's Mandragora.
Correct. Mandragoras have an innate urge to protect others.
Yeah, that's their wholesome trait. They truly do.
They probably wouldn't heal humans and monsterkin anymore if they could comprehend the effects their healing magic has on them. But alas, that is the cruel irony of their fate. Though their help towards monsterkin and humans, they've become an infamous threat, being slain on sight by the very ones they care for.
I look forward to our next encounter. Alright. Let's get outie. Cook. There you are.
You like using fiery monsters, don't you?
Nope, that's not your voice. I completely forgot the voice that I did earlier.
You like using fiery monsters, don't you? Some cooks might tell you that certain spices should be used in moderation and all that. Well, not me. I say burn your enemies to a crisp. Burn them all!
Are you alright, man?
Yeah, I just had the most beautiful daydream.
A new perk at the cost of 7 corruption. Let's give that to Hug Monster. And definitely Shield Generator 2. You're going to want that more than any of the additional damage options you were given there.
An elemental challenge
that only Mephisto can take on. Not thrilled about Mephisto's giant amount of corruption. Which that just contributed a little bit more towards as well. We already have El Campo Charger. Wow. The enemies have also all already got poison on them, which is great. Thankfully, their enemy is going to attack our bottom line. In doing so, causing a retaliate Lamentation Woes, which will also be the second attack against a couple of the remaining enemies on the board for that turn. Do Viral Bloom number 1, then Viral Bloom number 2. I can even throw out Burn Wave. Perfect. Knowing that as soon as these enemies start their turn, they're just going to die to their debuffs now. Which I should also make sure I use Endure at least once this battle for the negative corruption. Proliferate. Whenever this monster applies a debuff, deal a 4 water earth hit to the enemy and apply 1 poison to them. Triggers up to once per enemy per round. You don't really apply debuffs to everyone? Well, you kind of do, I guess. You use Rising Fire to apply your debuffs. This is an extra hit and an extra poison that we just get pretty much every round. On action, if the action applied debuffs, your actions don't apply debuffs, your passive does right now. And Panic, whenever a wild damage hit staggers an enemy, Purge an Ether and apply 5 terror to every other enemy. I'm going to take Proliferate just because it'll be better have than not, and we only have 1 reroll, and it's an acceptable pickup. Converts the first hit of each attack into wild damage plus 2, initial weakness and evasion. I could throw that on Mephisto, to be entirely frank with you, but the skull is so on theme for this build, it's difficult for me to imagine anything really being that much better than it. Other than, perhaps, a higher tier skull. Common banner, literally not going to take that. Thank you, I'll have my 3 gold. Oh! Shifted Mephisto! Gimme! Gimme the shifted! Gimme Shifto! Gotta make sure I stagger that. Meshifto! Start by triggering Viral Bloom. I'll capture the Shifted Mephisto. Fire, Earth, Affliction, Poison, Burn. Actually, that seems like it would fit better in this squad than the current Mephisto I have. Whoop. Apparently we had some woes to lament there. hit a single viral bloom as well. And then that's enough debuffs for Burn Wave to be ridiculous. And I've still got slots for, what, 4 more passives in this party? Things can get even nuttier. Medusa is about to see what she can do about that. Healthy Cleanse. At the start of your turn, cleanse 2 debuffs from all allies. When a debuff is cleansed from an ally, shield them for 2. I think that we get enough poison on Big Poison Boy on the top line to not really need to worry about keeping the poison on them. I think Healthy Cleanse makes a lot of sense for us. Also, the other 2 here, Incubation, double poison damage, but at the start of the turn, sorry, at the end of the turn rather than the start, and Polluted Ether. Consume up to 1 Earth Ether to deal a 6 damage hit and apply 6 poison to the target enemy. They're significantly worse than Healthy Cleanse here, and I only want to keep a reroll right now when I only have 1 reroll for when I desperately don't want any of the available options. If there's something not just acceptable, pretty good, I'll take it. I've seen the Soul Lantern is going to have to give some additional health to Mephisto, because I've seen that Mephisto is really struggling on the old HP front. I suppose I should probably take out their Mephisto first. Start off with a cheeky little smog. A bunch of debuffs for everyone, as well as a bunch of energy for myself. It's so much energy. Oh, hell yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna go Viral Bloom, triggering the poison on everyone, which then also spreads the poison a lot more. And then I'm gonna hit a Viral Bloom Guard, because one of the enemies is already hitting the bottom line this turn. A second one hitting the bottom line is just a bunch more poison damage and triggers. This basic attack goes against the bottom line, because Mephisto's basic attack steal fire, so that's towards your stagger. Completely miss, but you still trigger the retaliate, which staggers the other enemy and prevents them from hitting. That's actually kind of annoying. I would have done a lot more damage if you didn't stagger them. Perfect. It's so nice to have 2 other targets on the field just doing Viral Bloom. There's the Corruption Lesnar. And we're away. And we've been managing the Corruption a little bit better on Mephisto. Oh, just away from your worthiness level up. Dang. Deck cards, cool. Discard all of your ether and then get 7 random ether, is that? Probably use that on turn 1, if at all. Fatal upkeep, debuffs deal 4 more damage to enemies. I mean, it's nice. It isn't ridiculous, though. It's helping our build do damage, admittedly, but it's not the ridiculous part of this build. Torment doubling, that's pretty insane. Plague, also ridiculous. Rising Fire. Proliferate I don't love, but if I re-rolled it and saw Proliferate as my only thing again, I would take it. Nothing Cleanse. Okay, I'm not gonna go to the Witch, I don't think. Let's go for an epic loot drop. How is that epic? Loot drop common. You gained meteorite common equipment. How? In what worlds? Ugh. Literally got cheated right there. Awful. This is the fastest clear of the Forbidden Fortress I think I might have ever done. Build's good. This is going to be a very short episode. I wonder if some people are going to look at the length of the episode and go, "Oh, this is clearly a loss," and then see that no, it is not.
It is ridiculous.
Cleansing Strike gets our Lamentation to go? To woe, rather? Smog I use to gain energy? It's working pretty well. I gotta remember, this guy eventually gets to the point that he can just explode someone, so I am a little worried about that. Yeah, I will be breaking the poise of the enemy this turn. So they're only going to be doing Icy Assault on the bottom line, so I should probably prepare for that with a Viral Bloom Guard, if I had to guess. Oh, that's interesting. I could Purge instead. Preventing the big hit. Oh. Draw a Cleansing Strike, because we'll get our Lamentation, which is going to be the Stagger. And I don't really want to use more Earth this turn if I can avoid it. They take 38 damage to the poison. Just because they're using a basic attack, they're not going to take any burn damage here, though. So the Void on Element Fire, easy. Smog to get the debuff off the board, and then Alchemical Charge to keep the Icy Assault at bay. I'm going to go with shielding all allies for 10, and then a redirect here. Oh. Well, actually, never mind. Viral Bloom is almost all of your remaining health. 47 damage directly, and then another 38 from a Retaliate ability. Yeah, which puts you pretty clearly within the realm of I'm gonna kill you now. Start of your turn, you will die to your poison. And that's if you get that far. Oh, Mephisto's damage +1 on upgrade? That feels quite underwhelming. Hug Monster. These will try and replace abilities as well. Nature's Guard heals all ally for 2/6. Apply Redirect to Self, increases max health by 2, first time you use each combat. Yeah, but I don't really want to do that. Slime Volley, 3/3, Water Earth against all enemies. Applies 3 poison to all enemies and self, as well as generating 1 random ether. I'm leaning towards skip for max health. I mean, we've got, like, pretty sick abilities on you, buddy. Mephisto, you are... I mean, I don't really need to use Small Ignite anymore. I have enough energy generation that I just use Burn Wave instead consistently. Lava Bolt. 14 fire earth damage against target enemy. Consume all fire ether to deal 1 additional poise damage and 2 burn for each. That's a good way to try and just stagger someone instantly. But we saw in the previous fight, I can end up with a huge amount of terror stacks. 4/4 water fire against target enemy applies 4 affliction to target enemy and to self. I think if anything, honestly, I do think like Lava Bolt is probably the most unique effect there. Smog, hilarious. On Retaliate applies 4 affliction to the enemy and 2 affliction to this monster. I think the Viral Bloom Guard's still better just because we have on poison trigger effects. Gem Chaos. 2/4 wind earth against all enemies applies 3 affliction to all monsters. This might be a really good opportunity for me to take a... Oh, but I want that, I want that, I want that. I really do also want to have Endure. I have to replace one of your abilities for this, though. Smog is so energy efficient. 3 affliction to all monsters is actually ridiculous. Fine, I gotta take that. It's gonna replace Endure. 3 affliction to all monsters. That's all of my allies as well, who then give it back to the enemies. Skull Rare! That's what we're looking for. Yes, please. Upgrade Mephisto's skull. 5% more chance to apply debuffs to enemy when I apply them to myself. Hexing Harp, Antidote, and Rod of Command reactivate target monster, heal your monster by 15, cleanse 5 debuffs from it, and purge 2 enemy ether. Those are all really, really good broad utility tools. So I'll just take each of them, buy a couple of experience. I'll have a quick look to make sure that there's no reason I would... look. Some things in the final area ask for 2 monster souls, so I'll clear just in case of that. Now, I am doing... what? Poison... oh. I am doing poison damage to enemies, which is an earth type of damage. So I could try and go to the Ether Spring at the start of the next episode. We'll see what I do when we get there. Until then, though. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Aethermancer. Top left is the series playlist for all my content on the game past, present, and future. That is also where you will find the conclusion of this run. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. A special thanks to this episode to Dyla, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.